I've noticed a lot of people tend to stress themselves out when it comes to manifesting something really important, which is understandable, and it's very human and very normal. So stop being stressed out about being stressed out because it's just making you more stressed out. Relax. I think it's important, though, to remind ourselves how simple this process really is. Our carnal minds really like to make things more complicated than they really are. We tend to build walls around ourselves for no good reason. Remember that you are manifesting constantly. Everything you see is coming from your mind. All the processes you are doing are just techniques. Don't stress about them. They are just ways to help you imagine better. At the end of the day, all of it is just imagining anyways. It doesn't matter if you get into sats perfectly, or if you picked the right scene to imagine. Up until you even found Neville's teachings, you had already manifested your whole entire life without even knowing these techniques existed. And you did it effortlessly. I'm sure you saw things in your reality before that seemed like a mere coincidence, and it was nothing to you. Now that you know this secret and how to use it, you tend to make it more complicated than it is. I can promise you, the less complicated you make it, the easier and faster your results will come. Here's a funny example. So, I have this ring that I wear on my finger every single day. My favorite piece of jewelry. I lose this ring at least once a week, and every time I lose it I think to myself, yeah, this is it, it's gone for good. But then I catch myself and think this is actually the perfect opportunity to manifest something small to build some faith. The last time this happened I thought to myself, okay, I'm pretty positive I lost it at the bar last night, so if it shows up again I'll know it was my mind that did it. Next, I said to myself, I'm not going to look for it. I'm not going to retrace my steps. It'll show up when it shows up. And then I simply imagine wearing my ring. I look at my hand and imagine it was there. Then I carry on. Of course, it shows up. One time it took a few days, and once it took a week. The time I could have sworn I lost it at a bar. I found it one morning in my washing machine before work. Another time my mom found it in her bed somehow. Each time I lose my ring, it's kind of funny now. It's like a game. It's always a pleasant reminder that it's way simpler than we sometimes make it out to be. Manifesting my ring back is no different from manifesting an SP, a new Tesla, or a promotion at work. Our mind can make things easy or hard. Ultimately, it's up to you how it's going to be. Also, I want to add that sometimes it takes you throwing your hands up and letting go for it to manifest in your reality. We've all lost an item only to search and search for it. And not until we throw our hands up and walk away do we come back and see it sitting there, right in front of our eyes the whole time. So relax and take it easy. What you want is definitely coming. Try not to stress about it and make it more complicated, because that is really hindering your progress. Persist and believe. Throw your hands up and walk away for a while if you have to. I have realized that all of my doubts are growing out of my lack of patience. That whenever I ask myself, do I believe in my imagination, that I have successfully given it the sacrifice of all of my faith, and that it is going to happen? My answer is always yes, and it is not forced. I do believe. 1. Patience. My lack of patience makes me worried. It causes me to check the 3D. Signs follow, they do not precede. Right. Where are my signs? Okay, I see signs. Where is the movement? Where is my desire? I want it now. But then I think, since I know it is going to happen, can I be patient? For the longest time, I felt uncomfortable with feeling like I was waiting. I felt like I had done something wrong, that I should be experiencing it now. As we know, however, every seed has its own period of gestation. If you will, it will come to pass. When, I cannot say, for every imaginal act is like an egg, and no two eggs have the same interval of time for hatching. The little bird comes out in 3 weeks, a sheep in 5 months, a horse in 12 months, and a human in 9 months. Your imaginal act has its own appointed hour to ripen and flower. If it seems long, wait, for it is sure and will not be late for itself. Patience is action. Patience is change. Patience is a virtue that flows out of trust. 2. Trust. My lack of patience was flowing out of my lack of trust. Trust can be used as a noun or a verb, but fundamentally I believe it is something we do. It is an action. So, let's define the specific action of trusting. To rely on the character, ability, strength, or truth of someone or something. In this case, the awareness within you, your I-ness, and included in that is your imagination. You cannot serve 2 masters. In this case, the 2 masters are your own limited reason, the devil, and the Lord within you, your imagination, your savior. You have to let go of all your reason. You have to detach from what seems to be true. You have to let go of your current thinking before you can embrace and accept the elevated level of consciousness you desire. I have struggled immensely with this, with letting go, with detaching, and with ignoring my reality. I have been realizing over the past 6 months, this is not because of a lack of faith in my imagination. It is because I have not chosen to let go of my own reason and trust in my imagination. 3. Let go. If you don't trust in imagination, You will not be able to let go of your current state, that state that your reason has defined and limited you to. If you don't trust in imagination, you will not be able to be patient. If you knew you were getting a certain gift for Christmas, would you be so worried about it? Would you be impatient? Maybe if you were 6 years old, but as you get older you trust that your parents would get you that one gift was extra special. Regardless of how long it took, or how difficult it was at first to wait, you kind of forgot about it. But when it was Christmas morning, it felt exactly the same as when you were excited about it months prior, when you wrote up your Christmas list. Every single time you have a doubt and choose to persist, that is you proving to yourself that deep down you trust in imagination. Each time you see something come along that makes you want to question your faith and give up hope, but choose to remain consistent, your trust grows. As you resist the doubts, by ignoring them, by casting them out, telling them to get behind you, your trust in your senses flees, and your trust in the universe grows. If you are having a hard time letting go of your desire, or letting go of your senses and reason, there is a good chance that you are not willing to wait, not choosing to trust in your imagination. Trust has many virtues. Sometimes taking deliberate action off on your assumption proves your trust or acceptance of your faith within the imagination. Sometimes it means waiting, even though it can be very hard. The more you choose to persist, you are proving to yourself that you do trust, and the deeper you trust in God, the easier and easier it becomes to let go of your current state, and wait for your new state to grow and be reflected in your reality, to bear fruit.